We're over a year into GDPR over here in Europe, and it's clear that marketers are still floundering. Consumers want personalised experiences, but they don't want to give up their data to get it. So what are marketers to do? And how can they keep their customers happy without appearing creepy? Now, I recently spoke with Gary Vaynerchuk on this podcast about this very topic, and he said to me, people do not care about privacy. Sure, they say they do, but they don't live it, and they always go with experience, convenience, and quality of product over privacy. And I thought this was so on point, and it really blew me away. And digital experience company Acquia also tackled this problem head on and got to the root of it recently when they released their Closing the CX Gap Customer Experience Trends report. And in that report, they surveyed more than 5,000 consumers and 500 marketers across Australia, Europe, and North America. And findings from that research shed light on the perception gap between consumers and marketers, and what consumers care about, and how marketers can best reach them. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Boston so we can speak with Acquia's CMO, Lynn Capozzi. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Lynn. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Hi, Neil. Thanks for having me. Sure. So my name is Lynn Capozzi. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Acquia, and we are a global company that helps our customers be what I call digital winners. And so we are a digital transformation company, and we provide a platform and support and make companies successful with the open source product Drupal.
Now, on this daily tech podcast, we explore how technology is transforming multiple industries with a different topic every single day. So when I learned that Acquia is an open source digital experience company that provides the world's most ambitious brands with technology that allows them to embrace innovation and create customer moments that matter, I had to get you on the show today. But could you tell everyone listening about how you do that and help them understand the differences that you're making to businesses by helping them leverage all these emerging technologies that many businesses and business leaders could be fooled into thinking are nothing but buzzwords. But there's so much more to that, isn't there?
There is, Neil, absolutely. So what I always like to say is we help our customers and organizations become digital winners. And, you know, some organizations, when it comes to their digital properties and their digital experience with their customers, they only have one opportunity. They only have one moment, and every moment counts. And some of our customers are some of the biggest organizations in the world, and they have events. We help them with events, for instance, the Grammys, the Emmys, the Super Bowl, the World Cup. So we help them power their digital properties and experiences. And those kind of organizations, they have one opportunity, one moment that matters, and they can't fail. And so we help companies be successful on those type of big companies that have one event to do. We also support and help companies be successful with their digital properties if they have thousands and thousands of sites that need to run continuously. So some of the largest brands in the world, like a Nestle or Johnson & Johnson or even Wilson Sporting Goods, where they may have multiple sites for multiple brands, and they need to have and build a great customer experience. And so we help those organizations be successful with their own customer experiences and making sure that their digital properties reflect their brands in a beautiful way.
Now, a conflict that I see many businesses battling with is that they know that they need to create personalised experiences, and for the most part, those demands are driven by their own customers. But they don't want to give up their data. And a year after GDPR, it almost feels like brands are damned if they do and damned if they don't, especially with increasing awareness around privacy, etc. So what are marketers to do, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, and it's true, despite having more than, 2 years really to prepare for GDPR, a lot of companies, continue to flounder and leaving a lot of marketers with the really tough task of determining how best to move forward, in an age where data is as much of a liability as it is an asset. We did a recent survey where we surveyed both marketers, 500 marketers, 5,000 consumers, and we asked them, how is everyone doing on the customer experience and what's important to consumers? And one of the findings that we had from that study is 85% of marketers felt like they're doing a really good job ensuring compliance with data regulations. But actually, consumers were very suspect around that. And so it's really important that marketers, and we know that we're creating a great digital experience, but also that we are protecting consumers' data. And that's really, really important. I like to give some advice to marketers in terms of as they're thinking about protecting the consumer's data and making sure that their consumers and their customers feel great about the use of their data. First of all, is always around safeguarding the data to make sure that, we're partnering with IT to make sure that in our security teams, to make sure that we have data compliance standards 100%. Second is really, to provide some value in exchange, right? So what we know is consumers are willing to provide their data, but they want it to be used carefully. And if we have that data, if it's trusted with us, as marketers, we need to make sure we're providing something in return, whether that be something that's a special offer or whether that's special treatment or personalization that really matters to a consumer. So really providing some value in exchange for that, for that particular data. And also, I always say this, I love to say this, is to keep it real when it comes to personalization and data integrity. So there's a fine line between personalization, between having it be a comfortable experience and having it be creepy, right? Yeah. And so I always want to recommend to people, to definitely keep it real and not cross that creepy line when it comes to personalization.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because one of the reasons I invited you on today was having read your report with I think it was the customer experience gap, the customer experience trend report. So can you tell me how Acquia got to the root of so many of the problems that we've just hinted on there in that report, and any key findings that really took you by surprise?
Yeah, a couple of things. First of all, the biggest surprise for me was there is a gap. There's a gap between how we think we're doing as marketers and how consumers actually feel like that we're doing for the whole customer experience. And so, of course, as marketers, we think we're doing a better job than what consumers think. And so it's pretty far apart. So that part actually, was a little, it was a little surprising to me in terms of how far apart we actually are. But it was clear, consumers said a couple of things. They care about data integrity. They care about having a great experience with brands. And consumers are really willing to be loyal to brands, but even one bad experience with a brand can turn them off, and they could quickly lose that brand loyalty. So the whole customer experience is really, it's critical, it's important, and it becomes more and more important as people get experiences with brands that they love and continue to use.